everybody, this is Rose of Sharon, and I'm back again with another book review. This is written by Gavin Edwards. It's called The World According to Tom Hanks, The Life, the Obsessions, the Good Deeds of America's Most Decent Guy. And if you're a Tom Hanks fan, you definitely have to read it. It talks about his upbringing and the divorce when he was really young and how it affected him and his siblings. The woman he came to marry, and of course the films that really springboarded him into stardom. And there were quite a few that, well, with Forrest Gump, which is really funny. I thought this was the most interesting point of the whole book. Forrest Gump, when it was greenlit, the producers of the film, those who were responsible, said, well, nothing really happens in this movie. I doubt that it'll even break any records. Little did they know that it was going to be a phenomenon. There are a lot of movies that he's been in that he was playing as himself, like in the Simpsons movie, and I always thought that was really funny. I thought that was absolutely hysterical. And they hint at Toy Story 4, which, of course, is not going to come out until summer of next year, which I'm actually really quite excited about. I can't really say that much about the book, but it is very interesting. It's extremely well written, and it reveals that Tom really didn't like dealing a whole lot with that whole nice guy persona, because even though he is a very kind person and very polite and just one of the sweetest individuals you will ever meet, he also knows how to goof around. He also knows how to have a good time. He isn't what you would consider straight-laced and vanilla, but he actually was very much against Proposition 8 not being signed into law, because he actually supported that. He wanted people to have their freedom and the ability to get married like everybody else. I'm also for Proposition 8 myself, but there were a lot of people that were thinking, oh, it's a slippery slope. Don't give them a right to have marriage. Them, excuse me, they're people too. But some people just are extremely close-minded when it comes to such controversial scenarios. But nonetheless, it talks about all the films that he's starred in, the made-for-TV movies, whatever it may be, just the different genres that he's been a part of. And he is a very accomplished actor, and he had actually been given roles in plays before, but he was always making his fellow thespians laugh by just doing silly things, and it just seems like something that he would do anyway. But it's a relatively short book, and it's extremely marvelously written. So if you're like me, if you're a fan and you want to know more about his past and what he's done and just the type of individual he is, he's really done a lot that can be exemplified. And I think he's really quite the role model. He even has some 10 Commandments in here that I feel are very succinct words of wisdom that anybody can take home and use for themselves. And I feel like he's one of those people, he's really gregarious. He kind of reminds me of my dad. My dad had that kind of personality that he could draw anybody in and talk to them and make a friend out of whoever he met. And I have the same kind of mojo going for myself, but it takes a while for me to really trust people. But people will come out of the woodwork to tell me their deepest, darkest secrets, which I don't understand, but I guess I'm unassuming. And I don't tell anybody's secrets to anybody. I keep a lid on it. But that's basically all I have to say. The acknowledgments are... Excuse me. And it's actually quite funny. I'm going to read what the author says here. Fittingly, the name Tom Hanks abbreviates to T. Hanks, or just thanks. Thus, the spirit of gratitude has suffused all my work on the world according to Tom Hanks, but this section is where I get to thank people by name. And he talks about working with his editor. The book wouldn't be possible without her, and all these other people that were responsible for helping him get this book published. And then, of course, it's funny. So he has a very clear wit about himself. If you want to know where I get my information, or you're looking for further Hanks-related reading, you've made it to the right part of the book. Cheeky. And he's very honest, Tom is. I'm going to read the 10 Commandments, what he states is his personal 10 Commandments. First one is excel at your life's work. 2, honor the sacrifices your elders made in the service of a seemingly impossible goal. The third is embrace your passions. And the fourth is treat women with respect. The fifth is worship the church of baseball. The sixth is use the right tool for the job. That's profound in and of itself. The seventh is don't dwell on the road not taken. Eighth is remember that Shakespeare will tell you the truth. The ninth is value your friends but accept your loneliness. And that one I think I can relate to the most, because all my friends have lives of their own, and you can be alone but not lonely. And I've been learning more about that in this current season of my life. And the 10th and final is stand up for what you believe in. And then the films he starred in. But that's all I have to say for now. So until next time, live long and prosper. Ciao, Titi.